off of me. God damn it.
Feels bad, bro. Come on, that could have got more laughs than it did.
No.
I used to feel so devastated. At times I thought we never make it. But now we on our way to greatness. And all that ever took was patience.
Yo, what's going on, boys? We are back here to talk about the randomized dungeons. Now, I've been trying to think about how I wanted to do this video for over a week now. And this video could be super long because there's so much that you can just talk about in this video. Like, I can make this video like 45 minutes long because it's just like there's so much to just talk about this video with like in-depth. But we're not gonna do that though. We're not gonna do that. So in the background here while I'm talking, these are gonna be 8-3 maps that we were doing. Super fun. Yeah, we were a little bit over geared for it, you know, just to run through them and see how they would work and get to test the bosses and stuff like that. But I also went back and did a lot of videos of me doing stuff in like 7 flat, and they're harder, but they're still a lot more fun and a lot more doable. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna tell you the basics of what you guys need to know about all these randomized dungeons. So we're gonna talk about how to use the maps, where to get the maps, and you know what to do when you got it and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm gonna talk about like what each dungeon looks like, so you can kind of see which dungeon you're gonna go into and how the dungeons work, and a bunch of things like when you leave the dungeon, how long does this dungeon stay as far as timer wise, it goes like that. Also, instead of me just going through and just explaining all this stuff, I'm gonna go through and I'm explaining to you guys every boss, and I'm gonna do it really quick. I'm gonna tell you all their abilities, how to avoid it, and just what to do and what not to do. And then we'll talk about the shrines, and we'll talk about all the little things like that. So this is gonna be a short video, but it's gonna be basically just straight to the point. And so let's just get right into it, boys. Alrighty guys, we're gonna start off with the new boss, the Earthkeepers Shaman. She's super rad, just like the whole zone around her is just super freaking rad about it. But so she does a couple abilities. So she's gonna have like this AoE cone in front of her that throws these like water waves. Just make sure you just stay away from that. That's pretty basic. She does like this also, like this another thing that goes around her that explodes out. Make sure you watch around that. This fight is all in all just an extremely fun fight, and basically all these fights are pretty simple. You just don't stand in the AoE and you're good, you know. But there are a couple little things here, like this. She will mark a target for death, and I'm not really super sure about exactly what it does, because when you hover over the ability, it doesn't really tell you anything about it. It just tells you what it is. But what we've noticed is it locks the target down. Now you can still cast abilities and stuff like that, but you can't move. And you have like these little thorns that are wrapped around you, so you can tell if you're have the skill on you right there. And like it just says what it is. I mean, you can still do abilities and stuff like that, but I mean, you are locked down for like a few seconds, and then you can't cast any abilities, and then you can cast abilities, and then it just keeps you locked down. Just make sure you stay aware of that one. And other than that, this fight is just super simple, but it's extremely fun like all the rest of them. And that's it. She's pretty easy, boys. Just watch out for that, the AoE cones. Okay, this is gonna be quick. In these Morgana dungeons, they have these mages. They're called Morgana aspirants or something like that. I just call them. You can just tell what they are by wearing the white mages here, the white mage robe. But they all have the same ability. So they put the little pool on the ground that debuffs you and gives you a damage over time. And then they also cast bats, which, you know, super suck. So make sure you watch out for bats. But they also cast a new ability that just she randomly casts it on any target, and you put it around she puts it around the target, and it's like these basically crows around you, and they do massive AoE damage around. So if you have this on you, get away from everybody else, because anybody that comes close to you is going to take tremendous amounts of damage. So basically that's just the boss. Make sure you stay away from her AoE, and if you do have that AoE around you, just go away and wait till it comes off or purge it or whatever. Alrighty, so this boss here is called Chief Blaster, and I only did this boss twice actually, but it's actually I think one of the harder bosses in the game, because he puts down these little like traps on the ground, and if anybody steps on them, it explodes and does a crap ton of AoE damage just like that, and then it knocks you back. And then he also puts sticky potions down too. And he's always in like these really small tight corners, so like the boss fight is always like very positional. Like you need to be like very wary of your position. Like if you have to stop DPSing to make sure that you don't step in these traps and get caught in this whole ordeal here, it sucks. And I mean, I'm super sucking in this video because this is my very first time doing it, and I did terrible. Hopefully these guys actually carried me, but just make sure you don't step on the traps and then make sure you watch out for that. Position is everything in this boss fight right here. Okay, so now this mage is called the Morgana Raven. Now she does a little bit different than all the other mages. So she has that AoE that shoots out these little like ravens, and if you get caught in one of those AoEs that come out of her, it pushes you back, and you take a damage over time, like a bleed. She also does this another thing where she throws like a little circle on the ground. You just gotta avoid that. But the most crucial thing she does right there is crows. Now, she puts a crows around you, and if you try to leave it, you take damage and you're slowed. So all you gotta do is stay inside the crow circle, and you take no damage. So see how I get back in there and I take no damage? So that's the only other crazy thing about this boss. Okay, so let's talk about how the maps work real fast. So you just pull the map up and you press use, and when you do that, it opens up your map and shows you where the map location is going to be. So if it's a tier 7 map, it'll take you to a tier 7 zone. But here's the thing, you have to be outside of a city to do this map. Like, you can't open the map in Limehurst, Carleon, or something like that. You can be outside of any city, in the Royals or in the Black Zone, and it takes you right to it. As you can see on your mini map and also your big map, it has this like blue circle around it that shows you which exit you should go through. Like, just follow it like a little treasure chest. And then as you just keep going through the zones, you can just keep looking and just pull up your map, and you can see it has like a circle around it, like a little baby blue circle, and that shows you where the map, where your location is for that. And when you get there, it might look like a hardcore expedition portal, like out in the open world or something like that, because that one right there, so that portal is going to be a randomized portal. So there's several different types of portals. So you're going to have like Morgana portals, you're going to have undead, keeper, heretic, and then you can also have these randomized portals. So you don't know what you're going to actually get when you go in there. So it could be anything. And as you can see here at the end, I'll show you what the portal looks like. It just looks like a regular portal. So I know I didn't go through all the bosses, but those were the only bosses that I think you really needed to like actually know the mechanics. Everything else is really easy to just like catch along with. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and play some just some boss fights that we had. I'm gonna show you like all the bosses, just like fast forward with some music and stuff like that, so you guys get an idea of what those bosses are. But this is it for the video, guys. I want to make it super short, and if you have any questions down below, just hit me up and let me know, and I'll be able to like show you any other questions or guides you have. I just want to make a really short video about this. I hope this was very helpful to you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys out in the randomized dungeons. This thing is one of the most amazing things to come to Albion. Like, this patch is going to be so great for everything. So as always, guys, just let me know what you want to see next in the video, and I love you guys. Until next time, peace.